What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, you guys can tell I'm still sick with the cold. Luckily, I was able to make myself some hot tea. This is hot lavender tea, actually, black lavender tea with a little bit of lemon juice and some honey to try and soothe my throat a little bit. So hopefully that helps. But let's move on from that. I am still sick. Hopefully I'll be okay by tomorrow, because I don't have a runny nose anymore. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. I had to use like at least 20 napkins to try and blow my nose. Anyway, moving on. I apologize if I'm making you guys sick to your stomach talking about it, but let us move on with today's video, because it appears that WrestleMania 42 next year will no longer take place in New Orleans. Wonder what that's about. Well, before we get started with today's video, I want to give you guys a heads up that we are 183 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below. Excuse me, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: where would you guys like to see WrestleMania or a future WrestleMania take place in? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's get down to it, because again, as I mentioned, apparently WrestleMania 42 is no longer going to be taking place in New Orleans, as supposedly it'll be taking place outside of the US for the first time in well over two decades. Now, this was actually reported by PW Insider, actually. I believe I can pull it up on my iPhone here. Here we are, 42. Let's see. Here we are. So apparently, it said apparently supposedly WrestleMania 42 will no longer be taking place in New Orleans, as it was confirmed in a statement by the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation to USA Today Sports. However, there was no reasons given of why it will no longer host next year's WrestleMania. However, the organization did say that the event will be held in the city at a later date, but will also host Money in the Bank next year in New Orleans. And this sorry guys, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Anyway, Anyway, so obviously this would have been the third time that New Orleans or the Superdome would host WrestleMania. First one was at WrestleMania 30 in 2014, and then the last time was WrestleMania 34, 4 years later. And apparently, if I am reading this right, it says here that the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and New Orleans and the city of New Orleans are working closely with TKO to expand their long-standing partnership. And they said in a joint statement with WWE that this year the Superdome will host UFC 318 in about a month or so, in July, funny enough, and then Money in the Bank next year, and WrestleMania apparently will move from the current scheduled 2026 timeframe to a future year. This was actually confirmed. This was confirmed not only by USA Today Sports, but also by PW Insider, and apparently PW Insider also stated that supposedly WrestleMania next year will be taking place in Canada. Now the question becomes, where in Canada? Well, apparently it's supposed to be the Rogers Centre in Toronto, which the Rogers Centre, or the Skydome, if you will, had hosted two other WrestleManias. WrestleMania 18 in 2002, and then WrestleMania 6 in 1990. I want to say. Actually in 1990, I had to really think about that for a second, because 1985 had the first WrestleMania, so 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. So it was WrestleMania. It was 1990. Was the first show that they did outside of the U.S. And the second time was again was obviously WrestleMania 18 in the same building. This would be the first time in 24 years, in almost a quarter of a century, that WWE would be hosting WrestleMania in Canada, which would be pretty cool. But now the question is, what's next? Like, how does WWE assess this whole ordeal? Well, obviously, this isn't the only ordeal that they had to deal with, as we found out as well that NXT this coming Tuesday was supposed to have taken place in Tampa, Florida, but unfortunately, we found out that only 17% of the seats were filled. So they ended up with no choice but to give those 17% of the fans their money back, and it'll be back inside the Performance Center, which is a bit unfortunate, but these things do happen a lot. So as far as like the fallout from Battleground this Sunday, sorry guys, again, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, and if I do, my nose is gonna run, so I have to be super quick with this video. sorry about that, guys. Anyway, as far as the fallout from Battleground this Sunday, anything can happen. We could see Trick Williams become champion. Anything can happen. But as far as this goes, it's a bit unfortunate because obviously WrestleMania in New Orleans has had some insane moments, including the unexpected heel turn of Shinsuke Nakamura. What else? Randy Orton walking into WrestleMania as a Grand Slam champion, obviously holding the United States title, and then of course the most infamous moment of them all, The Undertaker's streak coming to an end, which even the Undertaker had mentioned on his podcast, he doesn't remember anything whatsoever, but he knew that it was Vince's idea as a last minute ordeal to break the streak. I guess to get Brock over, but he didn't need to get Brock over. He was already over. So it was like, it didn't matter. Why did it matter? But there could have been some more incredible moments. Obviously there could have been like another massive streak coming to an end. The possibilities are out there. But yeah, apparently. But yeah, supposedly WrestleMania next year will be taking place inside the Rogers Center in Toronto. Supposedly, maybe it'll happen in Montreal. Anything can happen. In fact, Montreal. Let me see. Stadium in Montreal. Bell Center. So as far as where it could take place, odds are if it were to be Toronto, it would probably be the Rogers Center. And as far as Montreal goes, it could potentially be inside the Saputo Stadium. It could be the Percival Molson Memorial Stadium. The possibilities are out there, but no one knows. There hasn't been any official updates yet by WWE, so I'm sure sometime between now and sometime later in the summer we'll probably get we'll probably get the official update on that, and we'll see. It's a bit unfortunate that they're gonna change the location of next year's WrestleMania, but it is what it is. I think it probably is for the better. I think mostly just because if you want WrestleMania in New Orleans to be a historic event, then you have to have some form of like record that needs to be broken, and I really don't think there was ever gonna be one that was broken. Like maybe a championship run could have been broken. Who knows? But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below. as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.